Best of R / Tales from Tech Support episode 56. About 4 years ago, I worked in tech support for an ISP, covering internet, TV and landline. One day, I received a cold, unintroduced, transferred call from the cellular / mobile tech support. Normally this involves customers who had problems with both their mobile phones and their internet / TV / landline. But the customers are supposed to be transferred with the previous colleague still on the line to first explain the problem to us so that the customer did not have to explain the same problem twice. Since I saw my colleague immediately put the customer through, I knew this was probably a very annoying customer and the problem was very likely not in my domain. Me. Good morning, this is my name, from ISP, how may I? Customer, you are the 6th person I'm talking to now. Me. I'm sorry to hear that. Customer, that's what you all keep saying, but no one is helping me. Me, well sir, I hope I can solve your problem. Could you please explain? Customer, I've told you this 5 times already. Me, sir, please lower your voice. This is the first time I am speaking. Customer, I sent a text last night that wasn't meant to be sent. I want you to delete it and give me back the money I've paid for it. There it was. Not my domain. But rather than sending him back to the mobile tech support so he could yell at another colleague, I decided to try to explain why that was not possible. I had dealt with plenty of customers before that were absolutely livid, and was pretty good at calming them down. Me. So, from what I understand, your phone somehow sent a text message that was not supposed to be sent, correct? Customer, no. I got drunk and sent it to my friend and I can't have him read it. Delete it now before he wakes up. It was almost noon at this point. Me, I'm sorry sir, but if it's a regular text message you sent, it's not possible to delete it. Customer, if I give you his phone number, you can. Me, I'm afraid we can't, sir. It's just not possible. Even if we had the technology for it, which we don't, we still couldn't delete something off our customers' phones without their consent. Customer, then I want my money back for the text. I couldn't look up anything about this bloke's mobile package, because our department used a completely different computer system than the mobile department. Me, do you have a monthly package or do you use prepaid phone credit? Customer, oh my god. Look at your computer screen. You have my details. And now I was getting impatient. Me, actually, I'm from the landline tech support. I can't look up the details from your customer landline. Have you been listening at all? I sent a text message on my mobile phone. Me, fed up now, sir. Please stop yelling or I will terminate the call. Customer, that's all you people know how to do. You keep hanging up without helping me. Gee, I wondered why. Me, I'm sorry, sir. But if you can't talk to us normally, we can't have a conversation with you and thus cannot help you. Customer, just give me someone who can actually do something. Me, like I said, we can't delete your customer. Give me my goddamn money back. Me, while the customer keeps yelling and starts cursing. Alright, I'm terminating the call. Bye. I hung up and had to take a few minutes to compose myself. For your information, a text message on prepaid credit was €0.08 at the time. Thank you. Next. So we ordered a set of pretty weak magnets in the technology center so that we could pin papers to the whiteboard. The shipping company screwed up and sent us industrial magnets with a 450-pound pull force. Now we are all major nerds in IT so we did the only logical thing. We played with them. Outside. The events leading to my unyielding rage are as follows. I walk into the server room, without the magnets, and tell the server guys what's up. $SG equals server guy 1, 2, 3, and server guy 4. $me. Yo, you gotta play with these magnets outside. They are crazy strong. $SG3, you two can go. Points to SG1 and SG4. Leave your cell phones and key fobs here unless you want to replace those tomorrow. So me, SG1, and SG4. All 32-year-old men, go outside and play with some crazy freaking strong magnets for an hour. On the clock, we all come back in and talk about a server issue when SG2 shows up from his extended lunch. $SG2, yo, you guys played with these yet? He walked into the server room with 2 magnets. He hands them to SG3 who looks at them for a second. $SG3, dude. SG2 grabs the magnets. $SG2, what? It's just a few magnets. He sticks them to the metal frame of a server rack. Everyone kind of just froze for a second expecting this dramatic thing to happen. Nope. I breathed a sigh of relief and resisted the urge to make this server tech disappear. $me, T, was all I got out before the beep started happening. Every drive in the storage server was blinking red. Every single one. My phone started to vibrate and my boss is wondering why Citrix just went down. $me, we need to utilize the doctor right now. This server is screwed. $hit. What happened? He never got to find out because $SG2 handed me the magnets and the 1 foot away from my phone was enough to kill my phone. I am thoroughly pissed at this point. $SG2. Look, I am so. $me, leave. I cut him off. He silently walks past me and I hear from behind me. $FSG2. Former server guy 2, UHH. The door release won't open. $SG3. Did you stick one of these magnets to it? $FSG2. Yes. $SG1. You mean we are stuck in here? $me. No. He is stuck in here with us. SG3 quickly grabbed the bypass key and manually unlocked the door. The door uses a magnetic release like those used in hospitals. Hit one palm-sized button on the wall and it opens up. If you are wondering, a 450-pound pull-weight magnet cannon will F up this mechanism. SG3 and me had our cell phones permanently ruined because of this and were forced to upgrade. Bye bye V20 and its replaceable battery. You shall be missed. The doctor was activated and all 20 drives in that server had to be sent to a data recovery center in the vain hope that maybe, just maybe, all of the drives could be salvaged. Thankfully, for us, the server that got wrecked was also the server that just so happened to have the video footage of all the IT people playing with magnets. $SG2 was never heard from again. Edit. The drives all crashed due to metals inside being magnetized and suffering head crashes. 2 drives were completely unrecoverable and the rest had enough data corruption on them to basically be useless outside of record keeping purposes. The server itself never behaved correctly again so we replaced it. 2 cell phones, one an old V20 and a new iPhone died that day. I press F for the Android phone. Thank you. Next. Not really a computer based problem, but sort of tech related. Just happened 5 minutes ago. So in my office, we have an espresso machine. It's the kind with options on the front. Latte, espresso, hot chocolate where you put your cup under it and press the button. Coffee beans are refilled at the top, and tube goes out the side into a mini fridge with the milk. This fridge has a glass door so you can see the milk bottles and when they are low. A larger fridge is under the counter, with roughly 20 or so more bottles of milk for when the one the machine is using runs empty. With the background info provided, we move on to the scene. A couple hours into the workday, I start hitting the need for another cup of coffee. Like most IT workers, I require several cups before reaching lunch, so I head into the kitchen area and see 5 people waiting for the machine. I stand to side and play on my phone while I wait for them to clear out. I'm not paying any attention to the other workers until I hear a telltale sound of steam and sputtering coming from the machine. I look up and see a couple small drops of milk spray out with the steam. The person in front of the machine looks confused. The machine finishes and they pick up their half-empty cup. I quickly glance at the mini fridge and see and my suspicions are proven correct. To my surprise however, I observe as the confused worker tips their half coffee out into the sink and places it under the machine again. They then proceed to press the flat white button, and watch as first their espresso shot dispenses, and then, once again, steam and spluttering where the milk should be. I look to the other workers standing around. They all look equally as confused at what is happening. I remain silent, eager to see if any of them solve the issue. To my complete shock, this is an eye-opener of a morning. I watch as the first worker gives up. Then the second repeats the process, as does the third and fourth. The third and fourth actually decided to just go with the espresso shot, then top their cups off with milk from the large fridge. This whole time, I'm looking from them to the glass window of the mini fridge, at the very clear cause of the problem, and back to them. As the fifth person repeats the process and then tops their cup up with the milk from the large fridge, I step forward and ask for the milk bottle before they put it away. The machines being strange at the moment they inform me. I open the mini fridge, pull the tube out of the empty bottle in there, and then insert it into the fresh bottle. I place my cup under the machine and press the button, receiving my semi-perfect coffee. TLDR. Workers in my office are confused that coffee machine isn't getting any milk from the clearly visible, empty milk bottle attached to it. Thank you. Next. Just happened and I can't stop shaking my head. C equals caller trying to access settings on his tablet to adjust brightness. Me equals the poor tech trying to get him to enter the settings menu password. Me. Okay. Hit the black home button on the tablet. C. Okay. Me. Now tap on settings. C. It's a blue screen. Me. There should be a settings icon. C. Oh, there it is. Me. Now for the password. Type in the number 8. C. H. Me. The number 8. C. H. Me. The number 8. C. O. 8. Okay. Me. Now a lowercase d as in Delta. C. Wait. Is that 8 lowercase 2? Me. It's a number. C. Is it uppercase or lowercase? Me. Numbers don't have cases. C. O. Shows you how much I know about computers. Ultimately couldn't get into the settings. Did some more troubleshooting in the app. I reset the settings password to try again. Asterisk. Me. Okay. Hit the black home button again, please. C. Okay. Me. Now tap on settings. C. It's a blue screen. Me. There should be a settings icon. C. Oh, there it is. I never did get him into settings. I told him to just get a different tablet from his company. Thank you. Next. In a previous life I worked for an MSP. One of the clients was an offshoot of a bigger client who are a household name, but the offshoot company were nothing special. The household name had an IT guy who was great. He had been in the industry for years, really knew his stuff. Nothing fazed him and he was polite. Because of this, he skipped first line. If he was calling in then it was serious and he would have done way more than our first line and most of the second line could do to troubleshoot. He had earned that right. He had most of the field engineers' mobile numbers but rarely used them, but we always answered for him. The guy at the little offshoot company thought that he also had this privilege as he had worked at household name for years. He did not have years of industry experience, and he would make some really stupid decisions, like demanding that all users have admin rights. He learned this lesson the hard way after most of his company's computers had to be wiped repeatedly because users were being stupid. He would talk to you as if he were your direct boss, calling you at any time regardless of where you were and just saying, what are you doing right now? I need you to do this ASAP. I was working on a project with 2 other engineers for a different client. We were on a conference call to a supplier when my mobile starts ringing. I notice it is the angry man from little offshoot company, and let it go to voicemail. Then the phone of engineer number 2 starts ringing. It's angry man again. He lets it go to voicemail. Then engineer number 3 has the same. Angry man has been told numerous times, it's alright to call us directly if we are engaged on a project for you, but if it's a standard support call, go through the proper path and log it at the office. Within 10 minutes of him attempting to call all 3 of us, we had the managing director of our company addressing the help desk team next door to our conference call. I've just had little angry man from small offshoot company on the phone. He's quite angry that nobody in the company is responding to him and he feels that the service we are giving him is really poor. I excuse myself from the call to grab the director and play him back the voicemail left by little angry man. He's got a new user starting in 3 days and wants them set up ASAP. I point out that what has happened is that little angry man wants to skip the help desk, has gone against the terms of our support agreement, tried to contact 3 senior members of staff directly for something that is a first line task and is throwing his toys out of the pram because he doesn't get that he can't just call senior engineers whenever he wants and get them to drop everything just for him. Apparently the follow-up phone call from our director to him outlining our service terms and conditions was quite amusing. Thank you. Next. Howdy y'all. I work as tech support for telecom, and here's a story for y'all. Help. My fax machine isn't working. I see you are on our hosted voice platform, VoIP, so let me see if I can communicate with the ATA, analog telephone adapter. I see it's online, let me reboot it and test call. The fax isn't ringing, make it work. Okay, I can still communicate with the ATA, let me see what port is ringing. Oh, it's port 1. Is your fax plugged into port 1? No, nothing is plugged into the fax but the power. Okay, you need to plug a telephone cable from the fax to the ATA. I don't have any. Aren't you supposed to provide fax cables? So the mean-spirited part of me wants to scream and tell them to get one themselves, but I keep cool. No, normally we don't. I would suggest getting a phone cable from a hardware store. Will it work then? Yes, the fax needs a cable to work. Okay, will you compensate me? Talk to the account manager. Why do I put up with this Thank you. Next. So a while back in our ticketing system, if you did not mark a repair as complete, the customer would get emails every day to pick it up. But if it was marked as closed, technicians would no longer see the ticket. Here's a funny result of that. My laptop was fixed / just over a week ago, / yet emails persist. A haiku about how I've accepted my fate of receiving this email for the rest of my life. At night I dream / that this problem has been fixed / but then I wake up. Haiku number 2. I am still receiving emails for this, but I already picked up my laptop. If you are emailed with each new ticket update, I guess we're even. Haiku number 3. I am still receiving emails for this, but I already picked up my laptop. Yelling at the void, searching for hope's faint glimmer, hearing but silence. Haiku number 4. One day someone will stumble across this log. The customer also changed the requested for on the ticket and in an attempt to stop the problem. Oh, the laughs.